Hey everyone, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me, and I'm going to do kind of a different makeup technique. I've never done this before, and actually, because it's a get ready with me, I'm going to do my makeup and kind of talk about what I'm doing today. So I'm going to prime my face. I'm going to use my Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer first. And again, this is going to be a very quick makeup look because, like usual, I didn't give myself a lot of time to get ready. So plan for today, and I guess this was a little last minute, but my son's teacher needed someone to volunteer today because they're having a field trip in school, which is kind of odd, but they're having a field trip and she needed volunteers, and she had 3 and she needed another one. And I did have plans to do some filming today and to do some work, but you know what? It gives me the chance to spend more time with my son. So I said yes, and now I have a limited time to get ready. So, basically, I'm going to do my face, make sure my skin looks a little bit more radiant, I guess, than usual. I don't like radiant. I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge with my Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in Natural Beige. That is the other thing, too. My foundations are all too dark for my skin right now. I didn't actually tan as much this year as I usually do, and my skin has just gone basically really, really pale. So now I'm going to have to go in the market for a new foundation. So I'm just going to quickly pounce this all over my skin. And yeah, when I say radiant, so I don't like radiant foundations at all. Like, I like the matte look. I use a matte powder. I usually over powder my face so my makeup doesn't run or go anywhere. But I like to use like radiant powder. So with the Hourglass Ambient lighting powder, it's one of my favorites. So I'll probably end up using that. And I might very well use the Hourglass setting powder just so it's not so cakey looking. I really like the finish that gives me. And I think I'm also going to bronze my skin a little bit, just so it adds some warmth. I'm not going to do like a heavy contour or anything. But this makeup technique that I've been like kind of looking at is mostly from magazines and stuff that you know, you can pick up at the store. And it's called the watercolor technique. So it doesn't involve any liner. I could add some sparkle, but I'm not going to today. And because I'm wearing a purple shirt, I'm going to use pink and purple and maybe green in the corners. Basically, it's just making your eye look as if you've pretty much done a watercolor painting on it. So again, I've never done anything like this. Usually I stick to tried and true methods like adding a transition color, going from there, but this is going to be interesting. I'm going to add a concealer now, but I'm not going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. It's a little too heavy for what I want right now. I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles in Light. This is a new package, so bear with me while I try to open it. So I think one of the tricks to this watercolor look on the eye, you're supposed to use pastel colors. So with me, pastel doesn't really look that good because my skin is very olive toned. Like, I can't even say it's like tan or dark, it's just very olive toned. So I'm going to play around. Like, it'll still be kind of pastel, I guess, but not as pastel as someone with like super light skin or pink undertones could get away with. And I'm not going to bother highlighting my face. I'm just going to focus under the eyes for now, just to get rid of my dark circles and maybe cover up my spots. I'm just going to blend it out with my Real Techniques sponge here. I haven't used this concealer in a while, and this is a brand new one because my old light was really, really old. Needed to be replaced for sure. But this concealer is very light and it's not overpowering by any means, so it looks fairly natural. Kind of what I want today. The only thing is, I might, because I'm just putting mascara on today, so I can really let the shadow like kind of take front and center. I want really darker eyebrows, so I might use my pomade on those. So I'm just going to do a very light setting of powder. Usually I'd go crazy with powder, but I don't think I need that for today. I'm just using my Sigma F06 powder sweet brush here, just to gently set my under eyes. And then I will go in with my F20 and just give the rest of my face a very light setting of powder as well. So next comes the bronzer. So I'm actually going to use this brush. I don't actually use this very often. This is the F50 Duo Fiber, and it just allows the product to go on fairly light. I am using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Deep Bronzer. This has a little bit of a sheen to it. I'm just going to put some on my cheeks, warm up my face, my nose, chin, and I guess on my forehead a little bit. I'm not really doing a contour. I'm just kind of warming up my face, warming up the skin. And then next, I think I'm going to put my Ambient powder on first before I do a spray of setting spray. So with this one, I like to use my F25 tapered face brush. And I just gently pat it on top. And then I guess I need some blush too. So for today, I'm going to use my Benefit Blush Bar. I love this. And I think I'm going to actually use Gold Rush, which is here at the top. It's a little bit more of a golden color. Add a little bit to the chin and the nose. And done. So really not going overboard with the makeup today. Alright, next we're going to focus on the brows. So I am using my Brow Whiz. This is kind of the technique I've been using mostly for December. Well, not December, I guess fall, winter. You just brush your brows up. And then what I like to do is trace my brow. I always do a line underneath first. And I have a lot of sparse areas, so I just do a complete straight line from underneath right to the arch. And then the same thing on the other one. And then on the top, I do the same thing, but this time I shape my brow a little bit. I have a lot of sparse areas, so for me, I need to do that. And for some reason, I always make this brow bigger. So I'm just going to go back into this one. And try to get them as even as you can. So I don't fill in the beginning of the brow, and I don't really fill in the tail. I'm going to let the pomade do the trick for that. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Ash Brown. And I'm going to take this little Morphe brush. This is the E29, and it just has a cute little angled brush on the end and then a spoolie on the other. So I just dip it straight into the product, and sometimes I tap it off in the cap, hence the mess right there. But when I'm trying to do this really fast, I just leave the product on and get a dark, quite a bit of product on the brush. And I don't really fill in the beginning of the brow. I just fill in between the two lines that I created for myself. And that is pretty much it. So now I don't add any more product to the brush. I'm just going to give them a quick wipe through with the spoolie on the other end. This is probably like the quickest method of doing brows that I've found. So then I take the brush without any more product, like excess product on it, and gently create like a small front to the brow that isn't too dark. And if it is too dark, you can just clean it up and wipe it away. Usually Q-tips come in very handy for that. And you can just dab it with your finger as well. right? And then the last and final step, you can either take the Dip Brow Gel, which has color in it, or I just use clear brow gel sometimes as well, and just run it through the hair so that they don't run away from you. If you use a product that has like natural fibers in it and kind of makes it look more like brow hairs, you can do that too. Just like that, and I'm done. That's how simple it is, and my brows are actually quite a bit darker than I usually make them with just the Brow Whiz itself. Okay, so now for the eyes. So the shades I was thinking of working with here, they're from Jeffree Star's Jawbreaker palette and the Jawbreaker Mini. So the Jawbreaker palette has Bubblegum and Gumdrop, which I was thinking would be good shades. They're very watercolor shades, but they are very pastel, and I don't know if they'll go. So I also have, from the mini palette, I've got Foreplay and Purple Punch, which are a little bit darker, but I might need to use that to blend it out. And I think what I'm going to do is actually use an E57 firm shader just to pack on the color, and then the trick is to blend out the edges when you're done. So I guess I'm going to use an E35 to do the blending, pack on the color with the E57, but I don't want it so dark that it doesn't give you that watercolor effect, if you know what I mean. So the plan is to put the lilac color on the lid, the pink in the kind of the crease, kind of up to the brow bone, but not all the way, and then a shimmery green on the inner corner. So for the shimmery green, I'm going to use the Zulu by Juvia's, and that is this color right here. I think that will be perfect. So, and I think that this watercolor thing, I don't know how long it's going to last, like the trend, but I think it would be great for spring, even for summer. It's just so fresh and kind of pretty and colorful. So I'm going to start with the lighter color, I think, Gumdrop. And I'm going to take some on the brush, tap it off. Even though it's not that dark of a color, I just don't want it to get all over my under eye area. And after we are done with the shadow, I will give my face a nice spray with some setting mist. So for anyone else who has heard about this technique or has already tried it out, let me know in the comments, because I think it sounds so fun. Like, you guys, if you have been here at all and watched my channel, I love color. I have a lot of colorful palettes. And actually one of my, I remember when I first saw the Tati palette, like Tati Beauty palette come out, I was like, oh, I'm not getting that, it's so neutral. But then I saw the sparkles and the shimmers, and now I'm one of those people who are like, oh, I should have got it when I had the chance, because of course now it's all sold out. So my eye is still on that palette as well, so if I can get my hands on it, I'm hoping for Christmas, if she gets it back in stock, and if not, it'll be a late Christmas present, because I really want it for January. So keep tuned for that, because I won't do a review on it. I'll just do some nice makeup looks, because of course all the other people that own the palette already have already done that. Just in case I have fallout, I'm going to keep my F06 handy. And now I'm going to use my E35 tapered blending, just to really blend out those edges. So the whole point is to make it look like a watercolor painting, like you're adding splotches of color to certain areas of the eye. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to start with Bubblegum. So I might as well just use this little palette because it's so cute and it's perfect size for this. So I'm going to use the, I'll use the same brush because this one is fine. Just put the pink on the other side and start blending. So the trick is not to overlap the colors too much, so it looks like a muddy mess. You just put the color in a complete different area, but just blend out the color, the edges of the color. And because I actually put the purple right on the inner corner, I wonder if I should do like kind of a cut crease, but like a splotchy cut crease. I might do that. Let's see if I can find, I'm going to use my E58 cream color, and I'm going to use my Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer by Too Faced in Vanilla. Just take a tiny bit of that and just pop this on the inner corner. Very like water painting-ish, like Lee. I'm totally not making sense today. Okay, so just kind of like that. Not like in any precision. It's not like a cut crease where you have to be so precise. I'm just going to blend this in a little bit. And I kind of want the green to come down onto the inner corner. Just blend it in a bit. And I'm going to take a separate brush, and I think I'm going to use a pencil brush just to get into that smaller area. So this is an E30, and I'm going to go into Juvia's palette, take the sparkly light green color. I'm not using any wet medium here, and I'm just going to pop on the shimmer color. Everywhere where that concealer is. And I am just going to bring it. I know this looks so weird. I don't know if I like this technique. I don't know if I like, maybe I like the technique. I'm not sure about these colors particularly, but maybe I'll see if I can add like a sparkly highlighty yellow color, like with gold in it. And they also say like adding color to the under eye too is really cool, so I might do that. I might just blend this a tiny bit because it's so like pink, purple, and then bam, there's green in your face. So I'm not going to blend it into the other colors to make it like a muddy mess. I just don't want it to look so splotchy. I think that's okay. And then on the lower lash line, I don't know if I should use a different color, or maybe I should use Foreplay, which is that kind of like darker pinky purple. Okay, I'm going to use the Exact Blend E32 just to put Foreplay on the lower lash line. And this one you can really have fun with it. I'm just going to kind of blend it down so it doesn't really have to blend into the purple on the lid. I think that looks better. That doesn't look too bad. I think having mascara on will make it look better. So I'm actually just going to take my Maybelline Total Temptation, and this is just in black. And I'm just going to add mascara. So for a look like this, you could just leave, like I think it would be fine not putting any mascara on at all, but I'm kind of a mascara girl and I feel like I need it. So I'm just going to go ahead. Okay, and to finish up this look, you know what, I might add some highlighter. I wasn't going to, but I think I need something. So let's see, this little gal right here. And I'm just going to take some on an F35 tapered highlighter brush. I actually hit pan with this one. This is like one of my favorite highlighters. I can't believe I can actually say that. This is the first product I've done that with. So I'm just going to add a little bit to my cheekbones here. A very light touch. It is a school function after all. A little bit to my nose, chin, Cupid's bow, and maybe right here. Then also, the only thing that this look needs is a lip gloss. So now, I usually use my Buxom lip polishes, but I don't want that tingly feeling right now. So I have these two by Too Faced. This is Peppermint Bark, which is kind of like a white sparkly color, which I think would be good. And this is Sugar Plum, which is fun. So I'm going to try the fun one, see what it looks like on my lips. I don't usually wear lip gloss like this, so I might rub it off later on, just for the school thing. But I like how the eyes turned out, actually. I'm kind of surprised that I like it so much. I think that using different colors like pastel blues, honestly, Jeffree's palette is perfect for that, because look how many pastel colors you have. You could do a play on like teal, you could do blue, you could even add some yellow and even some orange if you do it really with a light touch. These are a little bit darker, but this orange has a bit of sparkle in it. And I really am impressed with this palette by Juvia's. I have used this multiple times, and it's got some really pretty colors as well. Like this beautiful blue sparkly color, it's so pretty. I've used this in a couple of rainbow looks, and I think I might use this technique again. The other technique that I've seen that I'm going to play around with maybe for date night, I know it's not like a Christmassy thing, but it's kind of in right now, is with a really bright neon inner corner, and then just like a really thick black like cat line eyeliner, like a cat eye, and I think that would be kind of cool too. Even if you did something like a red inner corner, I know that sounds crazy, right? I think, or even this red, that's so pretty. That would kind of be like a play on kind of Christmassy look with like the black liner. I think that would be so cool. And then you could do like a red lipstick. So I might try something like that. If you guys are interested, let me know. So that's pretty much it for this video. Let's just kind of give our face a once over. I meant to do this with before mascara, but I didn't. So that's fine. This is the Radiant Set and Refresh Mist by Morphe Jeffree Star. I love it because it smells like strawberries. I love strawberries. And I'll just wait for that to dry. And that is it for this look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, because it would help me out so much. And hit that bell notification button so you won't miss a single video that I post. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day. Take care.